Good Sunday morning, everybody, and welcome to KPC, Kanzai Chole. And under the auspices of our spiritual director, Jetsma Pakamamo, she has invited Khenpo Karze to teach on Sunday mornings. And so Khenpo will give a combination of Dharma teachings integrated with a meditation that he will give instructions on. And then we will take questions. The questions may come after the teaching, they may come during the tea, they may come after the tea. So we invite you to participate at whatever time you wish to do that. So thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Good morning. And welcome to Sunday meditation section. I want to again, I think, loving kindness and compassion. Okay. Why we are so important, loving kindness and compassion, all these four immeasurable thoughts, okay? As a Buddhism, normally we start with refuge, then bodhicitta, generate bodhicitta. So when we talk about the generate bodhicitta, then we should understand what is the this bodhicitta arise, or how we apply bodhicitta. So then it comes, bodhicitta come with four immeasurable thoughts. So that's why it's very important to understand the what is essence of bodhicitta. So today, before we are meditating on the loving kindness and compassion, I will a little bit instructor, no, instructions. Yeah, instructions, a little bit explanation on about bodhicitta. Okay. So this is very important. And why do we need bodhicitta? and why we generate bodhicitta. So all sentient beings circle endlessly in the three realms of samsara, of three obscuring emotions, which is the root of, or we can say, which is a root of suffering, or no, samsara, and also causes of all kind of suffering. Ignorance, desire, and then I think hatred or angry. So this is the three roots of all kind of sufferings, and also roots of or causes of samsara, or we can call that. Okay, so the Buddha nature. So we all have Buddha nature, all sentient beings, even the animals, they have also a Buddha nature. Okay, so Buddha nature means a seat of awakening. So sometimes we call a cause or root. So the Buddha nature is naturally present in every sentient being, but all sentient beings fail to recognize it and fall into a delusion. So this is ignorance, the very root of samsara. The chief manifestation of this ignorance is actually the ego. Okay, the thought of I. Once such a thought has occurred, one conceives of my body, my mind, my name, but actually the thoughts of I assumes the extent of something that does not exist at all, but it always, happens that we hold strong I and myself due to the strong ignorance, strong desire and hatred. Sometimes we can call three poisons. Okay, so reason of that, we have very strong as a hold I and myself. So when the ignorance from which attachment and aversion arise pervades the whole mind, the cause is present for wandering endlessly in samsara. In fact, attachment and aversion are just a failure to recognize that enemy and friends are flatting and highly unreliable concepts. We have been born countless times in samsara. In each of our births, we have had parents and friends and enemies. There is no certainty at all about who might have been our parents and friends and enemies. There is no certainty at all about who might have been our parents, friends, or enemies in our past life, or who will be so in our lives to come. Our greatest enemy in this life may be our child in the next, because all we can say all the sentient beings until we achieve Buddhahood. We have born and then death countlessly. So we never know who is the, in this life of a parent. The next life maybe become enemy or our friend. So it's like that actually. So so we have been through, innumerable lives, not just a few through of a string of lives. We have had so many different parents, not always the same ones in each lifetime. So indeed, there is not a single sentient being in this universe who has not been our father or mother or friends or enemy. Um, so therefore, to have strong aversion or attachment to any of them, to consider them as enemy or friends, we only do so because we are utterly deluded and lack the ability to see how we have been related to other beings in countless past lives. So when we see someone and think he is my enemy, that thought is simply a projection of the mind. If someone were to call us a thief or perhaps even attack us with a stick, anger may suddenly well up in our mind. We may go red in the face and think, I must fight back and hit him even harder than he hit me. So we pick up a bigger, stick and rush at him. Our anger might be so violent as to lead us to such extremes. But if we look at the anger itself, it is just a thought. So if we look at the thought, there is really nothing to it. It has no shape, color, location, or any other characteristic. So it's empty. To recognize the empty nature of mind is absolute bodhicitta, which is we call recognize emptiness. To know what is the emptiness or to know what is the impermanent. So that is the ultimate bodhicitta. So there's two different bodhicitta. One is reality bodhicitta, one is ultimate bodhicitta. So this is so important, absolute bodhicitta, which means recognize what is the all phenomena natural nature or nature, nature of mind, nature of all phenomena, which is emptiness. So that is the one of bodhicitta. So another one is reality bodhicitta. So there's two different, bodhicittas. So if we reflect carefully, we can see that there is not a slightest reason to be angry when someone hit us. It will be worse to be angry with the stick itself, but it is even more, ridiculous to be angry with the person who hit us. So in the Shantideva, his textbook are saying, when we angry someone with, someone hit us, a stick or stone, after that, what, we get angry. So when we investigate, which is the real enemy and which you will angry toward the person or stick or stone. So there's an he mentioned it actually. The real enemy, a real hurting is actually the stick or stone. So we can't angry to that person actually. Yeah. So also that person is controlled by three poisons. So if we need a real against, then we shoot against the three poisons, not the person, or not the stick, not the stone. So reason of that, we need, how to say, remove all negative emotions. Yeah, but most important is three poisons actually. So we need to remove all those poisons, through the practicing, through the recognize the nature of mind or nature of all phenomena. So then we can, how to say, remove actually, yeah. So to be angry with the person who hit us, he is a victim of his own mental poisons, which means he controlled by three poisons and deserves all our compassion for all the extra suffering he or she building up for themselves by acting in such a way. How could we be angry with a sick person whose mind is so disturbed? So we must rid our mind completely of um, yeah, um attachment and as a control by attachment and aversion. So if we have hitherto considered certain people as our enemies, we should now wish to benefit them, such as we can. If we have been strongly attached to some people, we can continue to benefit them, but we need not be caught up in our attachment. We must make our feeling of love and compassion equal for all sentient beings, not discriminate. So we are always, discriminating. If someone is close to you, we care about them, we love about them. Then, if someone who is not so close to you, or if you feel someone is enemies to you, then we always uh, angry when we saw that person. So this is the discriminating. So we have that kind of thought always. Is it that is the actually opposite of bodhicitta. Once we generate bodhicitta, then we should always think about all sentient beings as equal, you know. So want to happy, not only the happy, long-lasting happiness, and not want to suffering. So this is the why we are doing the how to say generate bodhicitta. So all sentient beings, think about all sentient beings are equal. So all sentient beings are want to happiness, and all sentient beings are not want to suffering. So through that, we can develop our mind or our thought towards all the sentient being. So if we always discriminating, then uh, we can't achieve Buddhahood. So Buddhahood means you have to generate uh, your mind if you are giving love or compassion to all sentient beings, you know. So we need kind of that as a positive thought. So we must make our feeling of love and compassion equal for all beings. There is no enemy to fight. There is no friend to hang on to. All beings deserve the same love and kindness from us. As our parent in this present life, we should reflect on how grateful we um, mhm, um, called to be to our parents. First of all, they gave us life. Then, from our earliest years, they fed us, dressed us, educated us, and loved us. We should extend this feeling of gratitude to all the infinite of sentient beings. The mutual love between parents and children is something very natural. Even a very fierce animal like a tiger, yeah, has great love to her cubs. Yeah, every how to say animal or every sentient beings like those parents love their children. You know, we say that love which is can't buy any of cost. You know, so parents' love is like that actually. So similar like that, we all are all sentient beings. We need to apply that kind of love, not only the parents' love or compassion. More than that, we are talking about the love, compassion um, can lead us to achieve Buddhahood. Okay, so that kind of love and compassion, which is we are talking about right now, not only the talking about the parents' love, compassion. Of course, parents' love and compassion also very important to all child. Okay, so here we need to apply more than that. Okay, which means love and compassion. Um, we need apply or we need generate equal to all sentient beings, not only our close friends, not only over the society. So we need to apply towards all sentient beings who are suffering in this samsara. So we need to help them through the practicing, through the generate bodhicitta. So that is the how to say why we are doing practices with four immeasurable thoughts or with bodhicitta mind. So we should always think about that. So when it comes to love and compassion and love kindness, then we should think about all sentient beings, how to say that, have happiness and causes of happiness, not only the temporary happiness. So we need to think about all sentient beings have to take us a long-lasting happiness, which is actually to get or to achieve Buddhahood, all sentient being. So here we can meditate, love kindness. Okay, yeah, love kindness. Let's think about the boundless or immeasurable love, and think that just as I wish happiness for those beings uh, close to me, or all the six type of beings in all realms have happiness and causes of happiness. Wouldn't that be wonderful? I myself will help them to have happiness and the causes of happiness. And think, you know, may all those six types of being have happiness in its causes. I myself alone will lead them to happiness, and it cause bring forth that strong superior intention. So think about that. Then meditate on love, kindness. Maybe 10 to 15 minutes. Then second one is compassion. Reflect on boundless compassion. Think, may all sentient beings free from suffering and causes of suffering. So we need to focus on um, all sentient beings are through difficulties and sufferings, illness, so different kind of sufferings. So we need to think in our mind. Then how it will, as a wonderful, if I can lead them or help them to free from suffering and all causes of suffering. So these two are the more, I think, important to meditate every day if you can. If you don't have time, then you can manage with a few minutes. So you can do at your home, not at only your home. So whenever you go, so you can do with positive thoughts, positive mind, and good intention towards all sentient beings. We need to share equally. So our love, kindness, and compassion to all sentient beings, which are, all mother sentient beings. So through that, then you can practice more and more. Then I think we can develop our mind, and that is the main causes of Buddhahood, actually, to achieve Buddhahood. So without compassion and love kindness, we can't achieve the Buddhahood, So if we can't achieve Buddhahood, then we can achieve long-lasting happiness. So that's why we are, practicing loving kindness and compassion. Yeah. If you have any questions, then please feel free.
If you have a question, I have a microphone for you, so people online can hear your question.
Thank you so much, Khenpo. My question, in these times, I guess in any times, I start, as far as meditation, I feel I would call myself, say, calming myself down, whatever, and working toward praying for compassion and loving kindness toward all. And then I start to go into, okay, what I would perceive to be my enemies, or those things that don't gel with me, or that don't fit. And I start to think about that. And I start to get more and more reactive, and more afraid, angry. And then I go, okay, calm down. And I try to keep coming back. But it's very challenging on a day-to-day basis, depending on what my life is and what's going on around me, not to stay in a reactive place. So when I'm doing meditation, I really do feel like I'm good for maybe 30 seconds, then I'm bouncing off walls, and then I bring it back down. It's really challenging to have to be reactive and go, Okay, I know I'm supposed to be doing all these things, but it's really hard. So I don't know that there's a question in that, but it's more an observation. And if there's a way of coaching or guiding in some way that, how to handle, I mean, I'm thinking specifically of today and what's going on in the world and how not to try to find a way to keep putting compassion out there.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's a really, hard, because difficult, you know. Um, of course, when you're doing this love, kindness, compassion, meditation, of course, in between that, so many different thoughts are arising, in our mind or our brain. So that's why last time I talked already, there's 9 stage during the meditation, So once arising different thoughts in your mind, then it's better to take a little break. Okay, if if still you are stick on that, then your mind will be follow those thoughts. To never concentrate what you want or what you are doing. So like loving kindness, compassion. So we can't stick on that because your minds are following your thoughts. So that's why take a little break, then do again. Okay. So that's why the last time I taught there's 9 stage during the meditation. Okay, because it's a method to remind our mind what we are concentrating on. Okay? So yeah, it's actually a big challenge, like us ordinary people, So we can't always, um, apply or generate towards all sentient beings, because some are we like, some are we dislike. So it's a challenge to us actually. Yeah, but still we need to practice on that, you know. So if it's not challenge or not so difficult, then it's easy, It's easy to get kind of Buddhahood. Yeah, that's why it's a big challenge, of course, So we need to, remove all kind of negative emotions, So that is the big challenge. When we apply, when meditation, like compassion, we are talking about compassion. We need to share our love and compassion to all sentient beings equally, But in between that, if you dislike someone, you're thinking, then so our compassion will, because disappear. Then so because angry or hatred or angry thoughts arising, in your mind. So at that time, then our compassion's no useful. But still we can, try, you know. So yeah, so it's a big challenge to all of us. I think, yeah. If you are a good practitioner, then I think it's easy, So otherwise, yeah, that's why to get, Buddhahood, to achieve, nirvana, it's not easy, That's why it's take eons, So yeah, yeah, it's a difficult, of course. Yeah, but at least we are trying to do, with 1 minute or 2 minutes. It's a benefit. Not only the benefit, it's actually, how to say, huge benefit. Yeah, not only you and all the sentient beings also, you know. Yeah, so that's why we are doing. Mm.
Thank you.
No, so.
Thank you for the talk and the meditation. You had mentioned something, you talk about kind of relative or versus absolute, and that the side of emptiness and the side of form. And I was wondering if you could speak a bit more to that. I think I've been having these challenges where like there's almost a shift in perception where I become more aware of emptiness, but actually for some reason it seems to be accompanied by actually an absence of compassion in those moments. And then when sort of the relative perception comes back in, like the compassion and loving kindness comes back. But when I become, in those moments where I become more aware of emptiness, it feels important because it feels like there's some truth to that. But in those moments, it also feels like, when I look at another person, I also see emptiness in a way. So it feels almost like there's no one there suffering to be compassionate for, or it kind of brings a sense of confusion that arises, and it almost feels like it should be the opposite, It should bring more compassion or more loving kindness, but it actually brings like brings on fear and anxiety and a sense of apathy, I should say, actually, complete apathy. So I wonder if you could maybe speak to that.
Okay, so there's absolute compassion, no, absolute bodhicitta, sorry, which means through the absolute bodhicitta, you can develop your bodhicitta actually. So once we generate absolute bodhicitta, which means actually you're already knowing the nature of a Buddha, nature of a mind actually, is it? So once you already knowing the nature of mind, then you can see other sentient beings. They able to, of course, they have a ability to knowing the nature of a mind, but due to strong ignorance, due to three poisons, they are not knowing. So through that, your compassion towards all those sentient being. Is it? So one is like that. One is the reality means reality bodhicitta, which is we can focus on suffering and happiness. Okay? Once we think about all sentient beings are suffering different kind of sufferings, illnesses. So through that you can apply your bodhicitta mind. So this is a little bit too different generate, towards other sentient. This is two different focusing actually. One is focusing on those who doesn't know emptiness. One is we are focusing those who are suffering. So both are actually as a bodhicitta. Yeah. So this is two little bit different. Okay, but both are, we can say, bodhicitta. Yeah. So then also the full boundless thought also we can apply in both way. Okay, one is relative bodhicitta, one is absolute bodhicitta. So we can apply both way actually. Yeah. So I think so maybe I don't know. It's sometimes a little bit yeah difficult to understanding those two bodhicitta mind. Yeah. So that's why sometimes we call like also loving kindness. They are also two different loving kindness thought. Okay, one is just uh, loving kindness towards all sentient being. So one is loving kindness towards all those sentient beings unknowing the reality truth. So this is a little bit two different thing to applying the loving kindness, or also we can divide in the compassion also. Yeah. So all those are actually just think about uh, the sentient beings are suffering. So most important is uh, think in your mind. So one day I will, how to say, help them, or I will lead them to free from suffering or causes of suffering. That is the main, um, yeah, main thing we need to carry on. Yeah. So hopefully you will understand a little bit.
Thank you.
Yeah. Why we need to apply this all sentient beings? Because there's one story, uh, Bodhisattva, who is whose name is Katayana. Katayana. One is Bodhisattva. One day he saw one of woman carry a baby and eat meat and beating dog. She. So when Katayana saw that lady, he laughed actually. Then someone asked, "Why you are laughing? If someone is beating dog, so why you are laughing?" Then he replied, "You know, this lady, how does it carry baby, is previous his enemy, but in this life, the enemy becomes her kid. So that mother, how to say, give love to that baby. Okay, then she eat the meat which is her previous father's meat. So this life maybe the previous father rebirth in maybe some chicken or animal, so cow or beef. Yeah. So then she beating the dog. Then the dog is her previous mother rebirth in dog. This life the dog she become a dog. So that's why. So our lives, they said we have so many, countless life, same as countless father, countless mother, countless enemy. So that's why all sentient beings, we can say, 가세보다, parents or mother. The mostly we use mother, all mother sentient being. So that's the way. So we are saying, all mother sentient being. So equal. We need to share our life, or love, or compassion to all mother sentient being. So this is the story. So we can't say our present father and mother. We can't say next life also they become our father and mother. Yeah, maybe they become our enemy too. So we don't know. So that's why we need to our love and compassion share with all sentient beings. So equally, not discriminating. Yeah. Okay. And now we are, how to say, doing the decuss. Yeah, I think going
Can you pass out the?
with 7 names prayer, Guru Rinpoche, and then after that, compassion Buddha.
Khenpo, can you explain a little bit about the Chenrezig practice?
Oh, Chenrezig. The compassion Buddha actually, once he really wants to become an enlightenment, sorry, yeah, then he saw, okay, so many sentient beings are, suffering, all different kind of, sufferings. So then when he saw all the sentient beings are suffering, so that day he take a promise actually, okay, I will lead them or help them to take or to free from suffering or causes all suffering until he will not attain enlightenment. So that's why we call this, we don't call actually Buddha, we call Bodhisattva. Of course, he is already how to achieve Buddhahood, but still we call Bodhisattva. Because he take a promise, until all sentient beings achieve to Buddhahood, till that he will not attain Buddhahood actually. Okay? So that's why sometimes we call this Om Mani Padme Hum, which is 6 mantra. It's a 6 different symbolize 6 different of realms. Through that we can help to them to free from suffering. Okay? So we can visualize like that. No man. You can do maybe Tibetan. Yeah.
So we're gonna start with this card.
Back side.
Side. We'll do it one time. Orgen yogi nujanzam dharma kesar dhamma yasen chogi kodrune 고전의 죄수다 고류감동만 빼고 예기 죄수자들이 죄죄 어째 죄수소 누름에만 쓰리오. Then to the practice. In English. Your 1,000 arms are the 1,000 universal monarchs. Your 1,000 eyes, the 1,000 Buddhas of this fortunate age. You who teach each and every one of us according to our needs. Lord Avalokiteshvara, to you I pay homage. And then we'll do this mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum Shri, Om Mani Padme Hum Shri, Om Mani Padme Hum Shri. The dedication. By this virtue, may I swiftly accomplish the state of Chenrezig, and may all sentient beings without exception be placed in that very state. And by this effort, may all sentient beings be free of suffering. May their minds be filled with the nectar of virtue. In this way, may all causes resulting in suffering be extinguished, and only the light of compassion shine throughout the whole house. You're welcome, if you'd like, to take these with you. When you regard these texts, we don't put anything on top of them. We don't put them on the floor. Put them someplace that's respectful in your home if you want to do that.
Yeah, you can take that home and then practice.
Thank you, Kala.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, and happy Sunday.